Burrito, you gonna talk about something with the boys today? You gonna talk about fitness? What do you think? You got something important to say? Coco, you got something important to say? Okay, out of my chair. Come on, you spoiled rugrat. Hey guys, how's it going? So that was, of course, the burrito, the famous burrito. I thought I'd actually do a video today with some of the backdrop, some of the beauty that we have going on here, and it is beauty. We're very, very blessed, but it's kind of the view that we have here from, let's see, the ocean and pool beside. We live in a pretty modest apartment. We're actually about to move into something bigger, but I wanted to finally do a video that wasn't like a picture of the terrible photo on the wall behind me. So I want to talk about a few things with you guys today. I made some notes on another micronutrient. Who would have thought? But it's also an important micronutrient that I just want to talk to you guys about a little bit and just go over. And then I have a couple of thoughts today on motivation and how motivation is fleeting. So I'll pop up this camera so I make sure I'm not picking my nose or doing anything crazy here on the videos, which I tend to do sometimes. Anyway, today I want to talk to you guys about zinc, right? Micronutrients. It's funny because I heard something earlier, and there's this guy. His name is Ben Angel, and I've been trying to get my Facebook marketing a little bit better um, because I know that there's a huge market potential in Facebook marketing, but every time I do a marketing campaign, it fails epically, right? I'm good at certain things, terrible at other things, but I'm always looking for skills in all areas of my life, whether it's like fitness or whoa, the creatures are alive today. Whether it's like fitness, whether it's business, I'm always trying to increase my skills. Like I'm constantly reading and I'm constantly seeking knowledge. But it was really interesting because this one guy, Ben Angel, his whole thing is like Facebook marketing and how to get your word out using Facebook. And Ben Angel did this long speech yesterday on micronutrients, which was, and it was funny because it's what I've been talking to you guys about the whole week. And first of all, to hear somebody in the marketing field talking about fitness was really interesting to me, especially somebody who I'd kind of done some of his courses and stuff like that, and I thought was really interesting. But more interesting was he was talking about micronutrients and the way that that our diet largely affects our mental health and our mental well-being. That's the joy of doing videos outside. The way that our micronutrients can largely affect our mental health and our mental well-being. We don't really realize how important they are, and they are really, really important because there's all these things that we are supposed to be consuming in trace amounts that we don't even really speak that much about that can really affect everything from our resistance to cancer to the way that we feel to the energy that we have. That's why I keep pounding micronutrients, guys, and that's why I keep talking about these things, just to give you a little bit of cognizance about how important this kind of thing is, because it is important. Micronutrients are important. We talk about macros all the time. We never talk about micronutrients. So the micronutrient for today is zinc. And I'm not going to lie to you, I made some notes on my screen because I don't know all these things off by heart, but I've gone over them quite a few times. So I want to talk about zinc. So the typical consumption, recommended consumption for zinc in the US anyway, is 8 milligrams a day for men and 8 milligrams a day for women. Zinc is one of those things that you can't take too much of because if you take too much of it, it actually becomes toxic. But at the same time, we need zinc. Zinc deficiency in children can actually cause growth impediments and substantially increased risk of infection, right? It's a trace element. Because I said we don't need a huge amount of it, but we do need it. Anyway, I want to talk to you a little bit about why it's important. Zinc is important because, according to the European Journal of Immunology, zinc is one of the major things that we need for something called T cells in our body. Um, and T cells in our body are actually responsible for controlling and regulating our immune responses and also attacking and destroying cancerous cells, right? They've also established that zinc can play a large portion in the way that we actually retain memories and the way that we learn, which is really, really interesting as well, right? Because this isn't all just about being stronger. It's about how our body functions. Zinc plays a major role in wound healing as well. If you're deficient in zinc, you're not going to heal as well. And they also use it in a lot of topical supplements because they found by actually putting zinc onto open sores, the rate that you're going to heal is increased. What else we got here? It also is, proper zinc amount is also corresponded directly in preventing the onset of age-related diseases, interestingly enough, as well as low zinc has been linked to low fertility count, which is really, really interesting. Of course, it's treated for other things. It's also used to treat acne and various other things, but it also helps to prevent osteoporosis, prevent and treat pneumonia, amongst other things. So zinc has a ton of health benefits, as I spoke about. Excessive intake can be really harmful. Food that's really high in zinc. For example, we said 8 is kind of what we're aiming for. Raw oysters, 3 ounces have 14. 3 ounces of lean chuck roast beef has 7. Baked beans, a half can, has 6.9. Crab, Alaskan, cooked, 3 ounces, has 6.5. Lean ground beef in 3 ounces has 5.3. Lobster has 3.4. Pork loin, 2.9 for 3 ounces. So it is available in foods, but that's why I always recommend that you guys do take a supplement as well, right? In order to get all these micronutrients into our bodies, we need to eat an insane amount of food, and it needs to be so varied and so specific. So it's just really important that um, you do eat a good diet, because what you eat becomes who you are. It becomes your cells. It becomes the very being that you are. So if you eat like shit, you're gonna look like shit, but you're also gonna feel like shit. Your body isn't gonna function as well. So that's why health is just so much more than kind of looking jacked, right? As I mentioned earlier, I got a couple of late check-ins to do tonight, which is cool. So I will be getting those off to you at some point tonight. I'm gonna go do my workout first because I've been working my butt off all day to get the challenge launched. Somebody had given me a good comment, and I've heard it before, that the challenge is kind of focused on weight loss and getting shredded. So we're doing another thing for the next challenge where you can pick either a weight loss portion or a lean gains one. So if you want to put on weight, there's going to be a specific Savage and 6 designed exactly for you. So I want to talk a few things about motivation. Motivation is fleeting, right? Like, it's easy to go hard for 2 or 3 days. It's easy to go hard for a week and be on point and crush everything. And you guys, my God, I'm not talking like you guys are slacking, because I've seen some really, really good check-ins and some real concerted efforts. But this is just kind of a reminder, right? Motivation is fleeting. It's easy to go hard for 1 week, for 2 days. And they say it's 21 days to make or break a habit. So in order to do something successfully and make it become a part of your life, you've got to do it consecutively for 21 days. And it's not always easy to do something for 21 days straight. So I'm going to give you a few little tips here. Just things that are going to help you, because I know, God knows, you guys must be getting tired. I am getting tired. I'm doing these workouts and I am beat down. I'm trying to run a business, and I'm trying to grow the business, and I'm trying to do some charity work on the side, and I'm trying to have some sort of personal life, and of course, have a lovely life with Senya, and which is important, and take the dogs out for walks, and just trying to live a good life. But of course, we're busy, and I'm not complaining to be busy. It's a beautiful thing to be busy. But getting your workouts in, I got to make time for that, because you guys are making time for that. And if I sit here telling you that I'm not making time for that, then I'm not really a good role model, am I? Not that I want to be a role model. I want to be more of a guide, right? I always say I'm not your guru. Always question everything I say. Always do your own research. And the same with anybody else. Anybody who tells you that this is the way it is because that's how it is an idiot. And you need to get them away from you. If they're not able to break down the reasons that things are, and you're not able to have constructive conversations with your trainer saying, hey, I think this, and they're not able to receive your input, understand your input, and create a hypothesis that's based on logic to be able to return to you. And somebody gets scared of debate is not somebody you should be listening to. So I'm never scared of debate. I always appreciate the questions, and I'm always there to break it down. And if you're right on something, then I'm not going to let my ego get in the way. I'm going to say, you know what, maybe in this circumstance you are right. So anyway, motivation is fleeting. Things that you can do to make sure that you kill this challenge. Get your stuff, every time you finish your workout, get your stuff cleaned, pack it up, have it by the door, right? Time is the most valuable asset. It's the only non-really renewable asset that we have in our life. And if you can save yourself a little bit of time by ensuring you've always got that bag, you got your shoes packed, you've got your next stuff you're going to wear for your workout, you got to, honestly, I know it sounds crazy, but I did this a lot in camp when I was living a really, really busy life. A little bit of pre-workout inside of a can, ready to go. All I have to do is add water and I'm gone. My BCAAs are already in my cup. Everything's already packed. It's ready by the door. Those are the kind of things that are going to save you time, especially when you're tired and your brain is, I'm getting attacked by who knows what these bugs are. It's Jumanji out here. Anyway, if it's the little time. It's taking the time to be able to save yourself the time when you're in a rush. Because when you're in a hurry, you don't do things too proficiently, right? So pack your gear by the door. Get your pre-workout ready. Get everything going. Wash your cup. Wash your clothes. Get your shoes ready. And lay it all together. That's going to help you a lot huge, right? Have your supplements laid out in front of you, man. If you're taking a multivitamin, you're taking protein powder, you stuff it into the top drawer, up away, and you got to reach over and it's out of sight, out of mind. You're not going to remember to take your supplements, right? You're not going to be able to. You're not going to remember to take your multivitamins. You're not going to remember to take your protein. Have everything in front of you. It's a constant reminder that A, of what you're doing, what you're trying to achieve, and B, I need to take these things. So don't tuck them away. Keep them out in the open. Makes a good conversation piece whenever somebody comes over to you. You can say, hey, look, I'm trying to change my life. Keep the stuff in front of me to remind me. Same with junk food. Why have junk food in your house? I'm going to be honest with you guys, and this is pure honesty. If I have peanut butter in the house, I am eating that damn peanut butter, and that doesn't make me a bad person. It just means that I know myself and I know what my limits are. And if I have something that is a trigger for those limits, why would I keep it in the house? Because I'm setting myself up to fail. Remove the junk food from your house. You know what I mean? Get it out. If you have it there, you're going to eat it. I promise you. You're going to have a bad day or whatever else. If you have to make an effort to be able to go out and get that junk food, you're going to be less likely to fall for the same traps. So that's another thing that you can do. If you have crap food, don't keep it in your house. Simply don't, because you're going to eat it. And that's what it boils down to. And you're setting yourself up. Prep your food. Make sure you guys prep your food. It's such a nightmare when we live in this like typical go, go, go society where we're constantly moving and we don't prep our food. Take a little bit of time out of your day, prep your food. That's going to save you a ton of time, right? Prep it for 3-4 days in advance if you can, even freeze some. Make sure you're prepping your food. Not only that, but measure your food. If you're not measuring your food, you have no idea what calories you're consuming. You can't just eyeball things, guys. It's the honest to God truth. If you want to get an accurate measurement, you got to put it on that scale and you got to weigh it. Drink your water. Water, guys, just a reminder, drink your water, right? In order to flush out those toxins, you got to drink your water. You don't drink your water, your body's not activating, you're not dispersing nutrients properly, and you're going to run into problems, right? Just know, too, keep this in the mind. That feeling of being uncomfortable, that is change happening to your body. That feeling of being uncomfortable is change. That is a beautiful thing. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. The more that you're uncomfortable, to a degree, the more that you're instituting change into your life. And the harder it is going to become to make you uncomfortable, you're going to push your limits. Another thing that you can do, visualize your sets, guys. I know it sounds crazy. Visualize your workout. Take a little bit of time. Throw in some tunes before you go work out. Visualize the workout. Visualize every set. I close my eyes for 15 seconds before my set. I see myself completing it in the head. Science has proven that it fires the same neurons. I'm more likely to finish my set and to do what I want to do. Change your music often. New playlist. You'd be surprised how often that changing your music and putting it back to a time in your life when you were proud or when you were happy or when you had good things going is going to help you out. The last thing I want to remind you of is don't put yourself in situations where you know you're going to mess up. If you are going to hang out with a buddy and you know that buddy is the typical guy to try to pressure you to go out and eat some food or go out and drink some stuff, make sure that you don't want to hang out with them on days where you've located your cheat meal. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not saying drop all your friends. I'm just saying be careful of the situations you put yourself in, because if you put yourself in a bad situation or in a situation that's going to lead to a decline, it's going to lead to a decline. It's pretty hard to say no. So just be cognizant of where you're going, what you're doing. And I'm not saying get rid of any friends. I'm just saying choose the times that you spend with those friends if you know it's going to lead to 20 beers and a hangover. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, guys, I love you. I hope you're having a great day. Keep doing what you're doing. Super proud of you guys. And I'm going to go and kill my workout because I nearly died after yesterday's. And I will talk to you soon. Enjoy. Keep pushing, boys. I'm proud of you guys. Everybody's doing really well.